parents, family members, and friends. On behalf of the senior class of 2015, I would like to welcome you to the 127th annual commencement exercises of Marshall High School. Tonight, 166 graduates will be participating in the ceremony. Of these 166 students, 76 students will be graduating with honors status. In your commencement bulletin, please note that academic achievement is recognized in 2 categories. 1 asterisk indicates a student who is graduating with honors status. Students who are graduating with honors status have earned a cumulative grade point average between 3.50 and 3.89 and have had no chemical violations during their high school career. This is signified by the wearing of the white graduation cord and tassel. Would students who are graduating with honors please stand and be recognized at this time? Two asterisks indicate a student who is graduating with highest honors. These students have also earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.90 and above, and have had no chemical violations during their high school career. This is signified by the wearing of the orange graduation cord and tassels. Would students who are graduating with highest honors please stand and be recognized at this time? At this time, we will be recognizing the students of the class of 2015 who have completed their high school career with a final grade point average that ranks them in the top 10 of the graduating class. Students will be recognized in reverse order and progressing to the naming of our class valedictorian. When I read your name, would you please stand? Miss Kylie Vermeer, Miss Stephanie Borsma, Miss Ashley Dunn, Miss Mai Yang, Miss Celeste Werner, Miss Malak Shaheen, Miss Hannah Peterson, Mr. Jordan Labatt, Miss Natalie Sabo. Students, congratulations on your academic achievements. The valedictorian of the class of 2015 is Miss Sarah Anthony. to the first few pages of the commencement bulletin. The awards and scholarships earned by seniors are listed on these pages. On May 6th, 157 scholarships totaling over $145,000 in local awards and scholarships were presented to our seniors at the annual Pride in the Tiger Foundation Senior Awards Banquet. We thank all of the sponsors for their generosity and congratulate the recipients. At this time, I would also like to recognize some of the individuals who contribute to the success of students both in and outside of the classroom. A special thank you goes out to the parents and family members of these seniors. It has taken 18 years of your guidance, support, patience, and unconditional love at times to help these young men and women successfully reach this point in their lives. Because of your contributions, they will walk across this stage and become graduates of Marshall High School. Will the parents of these students please stand and be recognized? Would members of all public and private Marshall school systems, including board members, teachers, birth through grade 12, support staff, and administrators who are present tonight, please stand and be recognized. Tonight, we would like to extend a special thank you and a heartfelt goodbye to Mrs. Joanne Peterson and Mr. Fred Ulmer. Will you both please make your way up to the stage? Talk about him for a little bit. Joanne is serving in her 36th and final graduation ceremony tonight as the administrative assistant at Marshall High School. As most of you already know, Joanne is the person who has kept Marshall High School running smoothly during the past 36 years. Her responsibilities include everything from school communications to families, to announcements to students, and most importantly, in my opinion, training in 6 different principals and teaching us how not to mess things up. In short, Joanne has had a hand in every single function of the high school, all while preferring to remain in the background and avoiding any type of recognition. The next individual I would like to recognize tonight is Mr. Fred Ulmer. Mr. Ulmer, or Fast Freddy as he used to be called, is retiring tonight after 43 years of service in education. During his time in Marshall, Mr. Ulmer has taught every single mathematics course that has been offered. He has served as a football coach, wrestling coach, and advanced placement coordinator. You have mentored many educators along the way and have helped to set the example of professionalism for all of us. Joanne, Mr. Ulmer, on behalf of the students and staff of Marshall High School, we'd like to thank you for your dedication, leadership, service to our school system and the entire Marshall community over the past many years. Best of luck in retirement. You will be missed. Those assisting with the ceremony tonight are members of the Marshall School Board. These members include School Board Chairman, Mr. Jeff Chapman, Vice Chair, Mr. Matt Coleman, Treasurer, Mr. Bill Molso, Clerk, Mr. Kurt Kovash, Directors, Mrs. Karen Van Koolen, and Director, Mr. Dion Karen. Also assisting with the ceremony tonight is Marshall Public School District Superintendent, Mr. Scott Monson. Marshall High School faculty members, Mrs. Allison Marshall and Mr. Rick Purrington. I would also like to thank the members of the concert band. Under the direction of Mr. Wayne Ivers, along with senior members of the concert choir, under the direction of Mrs. Cheryl Jeska, for providing the music for tonight's graduation ceremony. At this time, I will call upon our student speakers to please come forward. Our speakers are Miss Cheyenne Dama, Miss Malak Shaheen, Miss Sarah Anthony, and Miss Hyatt Nerve.
Good evening, school administrators, teachers, family, friends, and classmates of 2015. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Stephen R. Covey. This quote relates back to the focus of my speech tonight, which is learning, listening, and being passionate about your choices and actions. I am overjoyed to be here tonight. For me, and I'm guessing the rest of the class, it seems like it's taken a very long time to get here. And some blood, sweat, and tears too. I'm not even joking. I got a lot of paper cuts. But at the same time, it went really quickly. To quote how my parents feel, and probably most of the other parents too, it seems like just yesterday when you were starting kindergarten. I remember when we started high school in 2011, how scary the teachers were, how intimidating the upperclassmen were. Now that we are the upperclassmen, I've been wondering if we seem as scary as the seniors did to us when we were freshmen. It doesn't seem like we would because those were some pretty scary seniors. And the teachers are still just as scary now, except for maybe Mr. Housman. We as the class of 2015 are now taking the reins. If that doesn't scare people in this gymnasium right now, then I wish I were as brave as you. If I think of my grandparents, or even my parents, and all that has happened in the world since they graduated high school, and all that they have learned, it seems crazy. Some major changes would be inventions like MRIs and GPSs, from CDs to MP3s, LOL, that's a lot of acronyms, to the internet and smartphones. And with the internet and smartphones came social medias like Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Things that seem so common to us that we use every day. But if I try to show my 94-year-old grandma a picture of me from prom on my smartphone, she's like, what is that box and how did you get that picture on it? It makes me wonder what will have the power to baffle me like that by the time I'm a grandmother. We are going to be part of all those changes that take place in the world, are going to be there in the middle of it, too immersed in working hard to notice the change going on around us. But when we're old and have a moment to think about life, can realize all that has happened in the world since we graduated high school and all that we have learned. Now, you guys might argue this point, but I think we learned a lot of things in high school. Most of them helpful, some of them not so helpful, or maybe they are helpful and we just don't know it yet. And some of them I'm quite sure are completely useless. One helpful thing I learned is that you've got to label. You can thank Mr. Liebfried for that one. Here's something that I learned that applies to everyone here tonight, even if you think you're at your capacity of knowledge. You've got to listen to other people, including their thoughts and opinions, to learn. I know as well as you that that is not always easy to do, especially when the person that you're listening to has no idea what they're talking about. Whether you're listening to understand or reply, simply listening can go a long way. As a class, we have listened to what seems like endless hours of lecturing from teachers. However, I would be negligent if I didn't take a moment to acknowledge people that we have learned from and listened to in our lives who are no longer with us. Some grandparents, parents, siblings, and our classmates Haley and Paige. However, all of these people are missed and are all here carried in our hearts tonight and every day. In the spirit of listening, learning, and remembering, E.E. Cummings writes, I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. I carry your heart. Some of these remembered and cherished people have taught us lessons that we never imagined we would need to learn. But now that we have learned them, they have helped us grow into who we are now and who we will become in the future. The future we have in front of us may seem ominous at times for students and possibly even parents too. But whatever you're doing from here, be sure to put your heart into it. Do something that you're passionate about, whether that be college or a different path. Find something that you love doing as much as Mrs. Bladholm loves being a crazy English teacher. And I don't mean crazy in a bad way, because she'd probably be the first person to call herself that. Teaching isn't for everyone, but you can easily see the passion Mrs. Bladholm puts into her career each day. I hope that's the type of passion that we can all acquire in our future careers. I'd like to end my speech tonight by giving out some thank yous. I hope that I can fully portray our collective gratitude. Thank you to the teachers here for, well, teaching us things and listening. Thank you to our parents for supporting us when we didn't think we needed it and listening. To friends and classmates for teaching me so many things, and more importantly, for being my friends and listening. Thank you to everyone here for listening to me tonight. Listening, learning, and being passionate do not end tonight. We take these lessons and gifts and carry them with us wherever we go from here. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow students, teachers, family, and friends. And congratulations, class of 2015. We finally made it. Our 12 years of hard work and effort have finally paid off. 7 hours a day, 165 days a year, and we finally have earned our high school diploma. It's an incredible feeling, and we couldn't have accomplished exist without some help along the way. So I would like to start off with some thank yous. First and foremost, thank you to the cast of High School Musical for providing us with our incredible class motto. My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song. Thank you to Facebook for documenting all of our most awkward stages of freshman year and showing us how far we've actually come these past 4 years. Thank you to Michelle Obama for giving us the Hunger Free Kids Act and teaching us to be healthy, one 800-calorie whole grain meal at a time. Thank you to our parents for encouraging us along the way, camera in hand. And of course, thank you to the incredible staff at MHS for teaching us life lessons every day. Like Mrs. Gladholm demonstrating the louder you scream peace and love at people, the more you mean it. Thank you to Mr. Ivers for teaching us to be late is to be forgotten. And Mr. Ingalls for showing us that it's okay to be a grown adult and still use Star Wars pens. But in all seriousness, as graduates of Marshall Senior High, we have a lot to be thankful for. Whether you truly cherished your time at MHS, or you've been counting down to graduation day since the beginning of freshman year, we've all grown and matured through our high school experiences. We've received an education that has prepared us for our future, whatever that may be. No matter what you are interested in, there is a class or activity for you. MHS encouraged us to try new things, find our passions, and step out of our comfort zones. Our teachers demanded excellence from us, and whether we wanted to give it or not, they set the bar high and challenged us to reach it. Now, as our 4 years at MHS have come to a close, we are once again faced with uncertainty. But one thing we know for sure is that our futures are bright. MHS has provided us with a solid foundation to build off of and grow. So thank you, Marshall Schools, for teaching us to read and write. Thank you for teaching us to problem solve. Thank you for encouraging us and caring about us. And most importantly, thank you for giving us a bright future with endless possibilities. Just think how much our lives have changed these past 12 years and how much they will continue to change in the future. We will be able to take all that we have learned at Marshall High School along the way. We have learned from each other, the community, teachers, coaches, and advisors. As a class, we've been through a lot together, both the good and the bad, but we stuck together and are now ready to experience the world with the confidence we have gained. Although some might not admit it now, we're going to miss our days at MHS. We will always remember the lunch table conversations, wearing tie-dye on Thursdays, being Powder Puff champs 2 years in a row, going to state, and the friends and teachers that have influenced us. As we go our separate ways, whether it's continuing your education, joining the service, or entering the workforce, I am confident that the class of 2015 will do amazing things. MHS has prepared us to reach our full potential. We will always be a part of Marshall, and now Marshall is a part of us. So now that we are graduates of Marshall High School, my challenge to you and to myself is to take what we have learned and chase your dreams. Step out of your comfort zones, make the most out of every opportunity, achieve your full potential, and as always, class of 2015, remember, it's a great day to be a Tiger. to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the world. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. That we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, touch of me is made from what I love from you. You'll be with me. Nothing happens on my own. I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. Just to clear the air, forgiveness for things I've done you Good evening, family, friends, teachers, and administrators. To my fellow graduates, congratulations. Can you believe this is actually happening right now? It's been a long 4 years, but we finally made it. Today marks the end of an era, one which was very structured. We've never really had to make any big decisions about our future before this year. I mean, the main turmoil of my day was whether to sleep in an extra 10 minutes or look up and actually look decent. And then came senior year, and of course everyone's favorite question, what are you going to do with your life? Some of you might have channeled your inner Spice Girl and responded with, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. And then others of us responded with a sound resembling a pterodactyl. Because frankly, it's a big decision. That being said, I know that there are many of our peers who do have it figured out. That's awesome. I've talked to people who have the next 10 years of their life planned out. Meanwhile, I have trouble picking what I want on my
sub at Subway. But for the rest of us, we're wearing a big fat red, undecided stamp on our foreheads. But is it really such a bad thing that at age 18, you don't have your entire life planned out? It's like once you become a senior, you have to decide where you want to go to college, what you want to major in, have to defend what you want to major in, what you want to do for a career, how much money you're going to make, whether you're going to go to graduate school or not, and it's kind of ridiculous. It seems like we have to know exactly what we want to be before most of us know who we are. I don't think a single person in this room can say that they are the same person they were 4 years ago. When we walked through those doors as nervous, in some cases painfully awkward, freshmen. Who knows who you will be 4 more years from now? A quote from an NBC article written 10 years ago still says it perfectly. Ask young children what they want to be when they grow up, and the answer will likely change 3 times before dinner. Ask them when they are 18, and the answer is unlikely to be any more decisive. Now, that being said, it's okay if you do have your life figured out. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that not having everything planned out might work out in the end. Like, Britney Spears probably never planned on shaving her head in front of the paparazzi. And now she's famous again. We also have to remember the fact that many people don't even use their degrees in their careers. For example, earlier this year, I was interviewed for a college buy. For the sake of simplicity, let's call her Sally. Sally had literally just graduated. She told me that for the first 2 years, she just explored classes and majors, but couldn't really make the decision. So when it came time to make the decision, she decided on geology. When I asked Sally if she was doing anything with her geology degree, she laughed. Sally isn't alone, however. According to the Washington Post in an article from 2013, only 27% of college grads actually do anything pertaining to their college major. Plus, maybe the career that's perfect for you doesn't even exist yet. Some jobs, according to Forbes, that didn't exist 5 years ago include app developer, chief listening officer, a job which my mom claims I would be terrible at, and sustainability expert. Like, you're so hipster, the job you want might not even exist yet. Use the next few years to figure it all out. If you don't know what you're doing with your life, that's okay. I mean, we're all in this together. Once we know that we are, we're all stars. Once we know that we are, we're all stars, and we see that we're all in this together. And it shows when we stand, hand in hand, make our dreams come true. But seriously, maybe back in the day when people only lived to like 35, we would have to have our lives figured out. We would also be having a midlife crisis. But it's 2015, and we're all gonna live to like 100, so really you have the next 80 years to figure it out. You don't have to know everything. If you do, awesome. Good for you. But for the rest of us, nothing is written in stone. Today is both an end and a beginning. Some might even say it's the start of something new.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you, distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues, families, friends, and of course, members of the graduating class of 2015. Congratulations. The day is here, your day. A day for celebration, for hugs, for pictures, for smiling, and of course, a day for a lot of selfies. Yet, my hope is that it's also a day for reflection. First, you should reflect on all you've accomplished to get to this day. The many challenges, the class projects, the homework, the exams, and the days when you wanted to do anything other than come to school, but you showed up anyway. And then take some time to reflect upon the joys, the friends you made, the skills you learned, how your world became bigger through learning, and your teachers who somewhere along the way became more than teachers, they became mentors. In the famous book, All the Places You Will Go, written by Dr. Seuss, he shares, "Today's our day. We're off to great places. We're off and away." My fellow graduates, up until this point, we were children. Some more than others. Hussein. Some of us had it rough, and others had it easier. We all know what it took to get us this far, but this is a jumping off point, only the beginning of our journey. I know that today we're supposed to be celebrating our graduation from Marshall High School, but we also need to celebrate the people around us, the people who helped shape us into who we are today. Today is a new beginning for all of us, and I encourage you to say thank you. Thank your teachers, your parents, your friends, and even thank your annoying little siblings. I believe in only a few things, and the American dream is one of them. 5 years ago, when my family and I first immigrated to the United States, I felt like a big failure. I spoke no English, I couldn't make any friends, and I didn't know anything about prom, Halloween, or even Nicki Minaj. Every day was a constant struggle against the American values, culture, and society and those of my family. Believe it or not, there were times that I just wanted to quit school. Not because I didn't want to learn, or I thought it was a waste of time to come to school every morning, but I just couldn't fit in. I struggled way more than you would think. About 3 months ago, a shoe factory collapsed into my country, Somalia, taking hundreds of lives with it. These workers were just like us, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. But instead of being in high school, they were working in terrible conditions to support their families. Earning less than $20 a month, these teenagers couldn't afford things like iPads, iPhones, or a pair of $200 Jordan shoes, let alone get enough food and water on the table each day. Unfortunately, their dreams were crushed and their bodies were burned away with fire. As our parents and loved ones celebrate our graduation from Marshall High School tonight, their parents and siblings are probably starving on the streets, have lost their children, and perhaps doesn't have anything to eat or drink. I remind myself every day of how lucky I am living in this land of opportunity and success. I have food, shelter, education, and most importantly, I don't have to work in any harsh conditions, risking my life and the happiness of my family and my loved ones. These thoughts have kept me going for the past 5 years, and they still do today. I don't have to be super smart, super athletic, or be the most popular girl that everybody likes at school. I just have to realize how fortunate I really am. I share my story today because I know that all of you will face challenges and barriers at some point in your life. I mean, you will no longer be forced to do your homework, clean your room, or even come to school on time every morning. Instead, you're aiming towards the real world. You will start jobs, some of you will continue their education, and others might get married and start a family. It's the harsh realities that we all live in. At times, you will want to quit, give up, and say, this life is not worth living. In those moments, realize what kept me going. You had the opportunities that others around the world would do anything to get. You just have to embrace your talents and turn them into opportunities. My dear friends, classmates, and the graduating class of 2015, remember you live in a nation where everything is possible. I truly believe in the American dream because I have lived in it for the past 5 years. Believe in yourself. Don't let the fears overwhelm your desire. Let the barriers you face, and believe me, there will be barriers, be external, not internal. Fortune does favor the brave, and I promise that you will never know what you're capable of unless you try. Believe in your abilities, believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe in your passion, and believe in the American dream. Thank you.
like to invite our senior class officers onto the stage at this time. Ms. Megan Harrigy, President. Mr. Brian Rose, Vice President. Ms. Courtney Dietz, Secretary. And Ms. Rebecca Klein, Treasurer. In our presence tonight, we are grateful to have the family of one of our two classmates and friends who are no longer with us. Paige Lee Moravitz and Haley Ann Marie Fentress passed away during their 8th grade year. I would ask that the family members of Paige please come forward at this time. On behalf of Marshall Public Schools, we would like to present their families with a memorial plaque. Accepting Paige's plaque is her brother Jake and cousin Samantha. Haley's family has moved to Indiana and were unable to attend tonight. We will be mailing her plaque to her mother. We thank all members of these families for being with us this evening. Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Chairman, and members of the school board, it is my pleasure to present the senior class of 2015. These students have met the graduation requirements as prescribed by District 413 and Marshall High School. The school administration is proud to recommend they receive their diplomas at this time. Audience, out of respect for the soon-to-be graduates, I ask you to please hold your applause and any cheering until all of the graduates have been recognized.
Sarah Ann Antony. Cheyenne Lane Damon. Fatma Mohammed Abdallah Alibare. Landon Elkhorn. Haley Marie Allen. Josue Eliezer Amaya. Brandon J. Anderson. Brittany Donna Andrews. Brent Joseph Andrews. Brandon Charles Apple. Michelle Ann Arndorfer. Tori Danielle Arsdorf. Spencer Doyle Offenthy. Hunter Jason Babcock.
Linnea Marie Bader. Brad Thomas Ballman. Jacob Clarence Baker. Samantha Lee Bartz. Michaela Ray Bowney. Caitlin Eileen Bebout. Blythe Sage Bell. Nicole Bell. Haley Marie Bennett. Jessica Jean Blanchard. Jack Andrew Bach. Katie Noelle Borboon. Stephanie Ann Boersma. McKay Lee Basut.
Rachel Lynn Basut. Scott Mitchell Buss. Sarah Mae Vicey. Nirdi Giselle Kahas. Jocelyn Caldwell. Lestat David Clemmer. Maxwell Austin Colvin. Tristan James Crane. Brandon Richard Davidson. Brandon John William Dietz. Courtney McKay Dietz. Alyssa Patricia Dreesen. Ashley Annette Dunn. Justin Allen Elton.
Carrie Ann Enga. Crystal Ann Enga. Benjamin Lee Evans. Mark Ezenezi. Miranda Marie Fisher. Callie Lynn Graff. Tegan Marie Gruhat. Tristan Alexander Guza. Erica Faith Hansen. David Anthony Harden. Megan Elizabeth Harrigy. Avery Kimlan Ash. Emil Aftab Hassan.
Elizabeth Kia Herr. Shailene Bell Herricks. Nathan Robert Haight. Olivia Catherine Hostetter. Mo Sir. Cody Lee Jantz. Ashley J. Johnson. Quentin Parker Johnson. Joshua A. King. Brock Clay. Rebecca Mary Klein. Marissa Erin Conjura. Jessica Marie Cronky. Courtney Lynn Keel.
Jordan Matthew Labatt. Sebastian Joseph Landry. Bryce John Lanou. Michael J. Larson. Nicolette Lynn Jigao Guo Lisi. Jaslyn Marie Lenort. Joshua Theodore Linz. John James Lothert. Alyssa Marie Lawaji. Cammie Tyler Love. Hannah Grace Lund. Haley Elizabeth Lutz. Emily Elizabeth Lyle. Jack Lawrence Lawaji. Hyatt Mohammed Nur. Malak Shaheen. Samuel James Marshall.
Leslie Margaret Mathis. Michaela Elizabeth McKenzie. Olivia Louise Matheny. Alan Joseph Meyer. Logan Deborah Marie Miller. Robert Matthew Moe. Farah Gady Mohammed. Cindy Jeanette Monteroso. Blaine David Morin. Amber Rose Nassers.
Megan Elise Naughton. Haley Mary Nordmeyer. Samantha Marie Onken. Hassan Abdul Kadir Osman. Hussein Abdul Kadir Osman. Irania Palomo. Brandon Lee Peterson. Hannah Jean Peterson. Jacqueline Faye Petrick. Matthew Robert Peets. James Duke Pogachnik. Jeremiah Alexander Cole. Aaron Michael Polieski. Seth John Popowski.
Gabriel John Post. Derek Mitchell Rasmussen. Colin Shanklin Riley. Angelica Maria Reyes. Sonia Lillian Reynolds. Leroy Rocha. Thomas Ivan Rolfsma. Brian Lee Rose. Jalen Thomas Rowe. Alicia Marie Rupp. Morgan Lee Sogstead. Janice Marie Savage. Heather Thomas Sawchek. Addie Kate Schaefer.
Nolan Schmidt. Nathan Shook. Jordan Lee Schrader. Adam Mark Schultz. Carrie Michelle Simonson. Morgan Elizabeth Skinner. Tawny Ray Slagle. Ariel Juliet K. Smith. Isaac Emmanuel Smith. Veronica Solis Lares. Jasmine Christine Sorensen. Derek David Supir. Kendra Joe Supir. Natalie Ray Saville.
Justin Daniel Stadelman. Jenna Lynn Stoutland. Rusty James Swanson. Isaac William Tuft. Jessica Ann Tuft. Joshua Jordan Tuft. Alex Tran. Alexander Michael Van Koolen. Colin James Van Koolen. Shelby Marie Van Meveren. Riley Don Van Overbeck. Cooper Ray Veldhuizen. Tyler Allen Bennekamp. Kylie Jo Vermeer.
Alyssa Lee Versable. Chinu John Vu. Kayla Beth Wartner. Reagan Charles Wartner. Jacob Paul Wellew. Celeste Elizabeth Werner. Connor John Winkleman. Noah Bradley Winkleman. Kyle Allen Wisher. Andrew W. Wood. John Michael Weifels. Nicole Renee Weifels. Tegan Rose Weifels. Mai C. Yang. Out of respect for the graduates, we ask that all guests please remain seated until our graduates have left the gym. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2015 from Marshall High School.